Can a movie inspire both legal and spiritual transformation? Today we'll explore the captivating world of Just Mercy to find out. Hi friends, welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Robert FORTÉ. I'm a lawyer and a pastor, and here on the channel we talk about the intersection of law and faith in pop culture. Just Mercy is a powerful movie that invites us to reflect on the intersection of law and faith. Just Mercy is based on the true story of Bryan Stevenson, a young Harvard-educated lawyer who travels to Alabama to defend people who have been wrongly convicted and who in most cases can't afford legal representation. In the movie, Stevenson fights to prove the innocence of Walter McMillian, a man on death row for a murder he claims he didn't commit. As we explore the movie, we'll touch upon key legal and faith-based themes such as justice, mercy, and redemption. And even though the movie has a serious tone to it, we'll try to have a bit of fun along the way. So hey, grab your gavel and your Bible and let's get started. Now, at its core, Just Mercy is a legal drama that really aims to highlight some of the inherent flaws in our justice system. One area where the movie really stands out is showing how, far too often, the odds are stacked against defendants like Walter McMillian, who are often from poor and marginalized communities. One of the tenets of our justice system is that a person is innocent until proven guilty. Now, if you believe that that's always the case, I have a building I'd like to sell you. It's in great shape, great little fixer-upper. Hey, trust me, I'm a lawyer. In the movie, we see that McMillian is presumed guilty primarily due to the color of his skin, even though the evidence against him is, let's use a fancy legal term here, flimsy at best. So this goes against that fundamental principle of our legal system, theoretically speaking, the presumption of innocence. The movie also highlights the issue of inadequate legal representation for those who can't afford legal representation. You're probably familiar with what's known as the Miranda rights, which gets its name from the 1966 Supreme Court case of Miranda versus Arizona. One of those rights states that if you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. These attorneys are generally referred to as public defenders. In the movie, in one scene, Stevenson's colleague tells him about a client whose public defender didn't even know the client's name. Now, let me be very clear. There are some excellent public defenders, men and women all over the country who day in and day out do phenomenal legal work on behalf of their clients. And of course, there are some that don't. But also, that's true of private high-paid attorneys. You gotta take the good with the bad. But the movie does serve as a reminder that far too often, access to quality legal representation is dependent on one's financial means. Now, let's switch over and talk about some of the faith-based themes of Just Mercy, so we can see if and how the story resonates with the teachings of Christianity. Attorney Bryan Stevenson embodies mercy and compassion in his quest for justice, reflecting the values of the Christian faith. He treats clients with dignity and respect, even when others dismiss them as wholly unworthy. Now, of course, I don't know Mr. Stevenson personally, but his life's work seems to embody the biblical principle found in Micah 6 and 8, which says, "Know, O people, the Lord has told you what is good, and this is what he requires of you, to do what is right, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with your God." So at the intersection of law and faith, what do we find? Well, we find righteousness, we find mercy, and we find humility. But in the movie, we also find another faith-based theme. The movie also highlights the power of redemption and forgiveness. Despite the wrongs committed against him, McMillian refuses to harbor bitterness and ultimately forgives those who wronged him. Now think about this for a moment. You're accused of a crime you did not commit, and not just any crime, murder. You're arrested on very little to no actual evidence, and you're sentenced to death simply due to the color of your skin. You spend 6 years in prison on death row in Alabama. Ooh. Upon your release, could you find it in your heart to forgive those who wronged you? Well, for me, as they say, the jury's still out on that one. And of course, by the way, I'm just having a little good fun with the good people of the great state of Alabama. See, I'm a Longhorn, and let's just say, speaking of harboring some bitterness in your heart, I might still be just a little bitter that the University of Texas hasn't beaten the Crimson Tide in football since 1981. Yeah, that's like 42 years. Not that I'm counting, but I am. So hey Alabama, love mercy. Try it, you might like it. And speaking of mercy, back to the movie, Just Mercy. Now that we've looked at both legal and faith-based themes in Just Mercy, and even talked a little football, let's discuss how these two perspectives can intersect and complement each other. While our legal system is in fact designed to uphold justice, the truth is it often falls short, sometimes way short. Just Mercy shows us that true justice is about mercy and compassion, values that are at the heart of our Christian faith. It's my hope that as we continue to incorporate these values into our approach to the law, we can create a more equitable and a more compassionate system for everyone involved in the justice system. Just mercy also demonstrates that both legal victories and spiritual growth are possible when we commit to fighting for justice and embracing our faith. The movie shows that even in the face of adversity, individuals can find redemption, forgiveness, and even a renewed sense of purpose. So next time you're feeling overwhelmed by the injustices of the world, just remember Brian Stevenson and Walter Macmillan, and let their story inspire you to take action and lean into your faith. In other words, just love mercy. So whether you're a lawyer, a pastor, or just someone who loves a good movie, let Just Mercy serve as a reminder that together we can create a more just and compassionate world. And one more reminder, do what's right, love mercy, and walk humbly with your God. Now it's time for you to share your thoughts. Have you seen Just Mercy? If so, what did you think about the legal and the faith-based themes in the movie? Let me know in the comments below. And hey, if you found some value here today, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more legal and faith-based analysis of your favorite movies. Now, for analysis of another movie from a law and faith perspective, click on the card here on the screen, should be here or here somewhere, to see my breakdown of the hit movie, The Trial of the Chicago 7. And if there's a movie you'd like me to analyze from a law and faith perspective, or if there's something I missed in my analysis of Just Mercy, let me know in the comment section. And if I don't see you in the courtroom or in church, I'll see you in the next video.